Welcome back, Truth Seeker. The big news story today in the world is the blackout impacting three nations in Europe, and they are Spain, Portugal, and parts of France. They said the entire nation of Spain and Portugal suffered this blackout. They've declared states of emergency in both nations. I read that they're starting to get some of the power back on, and again, I want to talk about these blackouts in light of what the Jesuits have been simulating annually at the World Economic Forum with cyber Polygon, with power grids being taken down through cyber attacks. I have heard them say in the news that they don't think this was a cyber attack, but they've also said they don't know what caused it. Let's go through all the things that are interesting about this. Today's date numerology, April 28th, 2025, is 77, which would break down to 14, which would break down to 5. And the word power is 77. Controlling the energy grid is a form of power, but of course, we use the word power to define what keeps the lights on. And in this case, a lot of people don't have any power on this 77 date numerology. The New York Times, if you look at their headline, or actually it was AP, exceptional power outage in Spain and Portugal affects millions of people. And notice just the emphasis on exceptional. If you're new here, this practice of coding numbers into words comes from Kabbalah, which is a form of Jewish mysticism. It was incorporated into the ruling class of Europe after the Crusades when the Templars brought the knowledge back to the church. And just notice, exceptional and power outage have this overlap of 52 and 56. I'm going to bring up the date of May 6th in just a moment. I think May 6th and May 8th are dates to watch out for in the near future in light of possible follow-up related stories. But again, if you're new here, this practice of coding numbers into words within English, which is pretty much the language of the world, which was implemented at the end of the 16th century with the 26-letter alphabet. At the same time, the calendar rolled out, and the Jesuits are behind both things, the calendar and the language as we know it. Again, within this English code, there's 4 base ciphers: the alphabetic order with numerology, the reverse alphabetic order, and the reverse alphabetic order with numerology. All 4 of these ciphers are important, but you can see the relationship with exceptional and power outage. And it was 3 nations. When you spell out 3 as a word, it equals 56. That powerful relationship that's useful. This knowledge is very useful. Super Bowl 56 here in the U.S., we had number 3 to score the first touchdown, and we had a 3-point game with the spread at 3.5, so we knew to take the dog with the points. These things happen all the time in the world of rig sports. They also happen all the time in the world of rig news. So you have a power outage in 3 nations. 3 equals 56, just like the word Abrahamic equals 56. And there's 3 Abrahamic religions. And here's where it gets really interesting. The Jesuits who run the World Economic Forum, which Klaus Schwab just stepped down from, he founded it on the same day that the Jesuit Pope died. Remember, the Pope's birth name equals 111, just like Klaus Schwab's name equals 111. The Pope died and he resigned on the 111th day of the year. And don't forget, they just buried the Pope on Saturday, 111 days before the Jesuit order's birthday. Jorge Mario Bergoglio, 111. Klaus Martin Schwab, 111. But anyway, from the last day of cyber Polygon, which fell on the curious dates of September 10th and 11th. I'm almost done, Ruben. I'm almost done, okay? Daddy's almost done. She's having a tough day today. Sorry, sweet girl. I'm almost done, okay? September 10th and 11th, from the end date of cyber Polygon, the simulation to this ritual today, and that's why I'd say it is a ritual. It could get a lot worse. Klaus Schwab said the first time they did cyber Polygon that someday there'll be a cyber attack that's worse than C19, Cooties 19, which the World Economic Forum also simulated with Event 201. Hold on, sweet girl. We're almost done, okay? From September 11th to April 28th is 229 days, which is the 50th prime number. Blackout equals 50, Jesuits 50, cyber Polygon 50. And the leader of the Jesuits, oh, by the way, emergency is also 50 since they had to declare a state of emergency. The leader of the Jesuits is Arturo Sosa. From his November 12th birthday to these blackouts, which were simulated with Cyber Polygon, it's 167 days. Just like Cyber Polygon also equals 167 in the base ciphers. And um, today's 58 days after the leader of Spain's birthday. Power also equates to 58. The leader of Portugal, it's 137 days after his birthday. Who's the leader of France right now? Macron. I didn't even look, honestly. They were the last country to get blacked out. I've been occupied here with Sweet Girl. But remember, there's that prophecy of the last Pope, Pope Francis. Let's hope that this isn't their plan after the Pope goes down. The word Pope equals 56, like Society of Jesus, like Power Outage. May 6th isn't that too far away. That's the 126th day of the year. The prophecy that Pope Francis is the last Pope comes from Saint Malachi. Saint Malachi forwards is 126. Malachi alone in reverse is 126. May 6th, the 126th day of the year. And then 2 days later, May 8th is the 128th day of the year. Power grid equals 128. Power equals 58, like May 8th, 5-8. Pope Francis also 58, who became a Jesuit in 58. So again, like I always say, don't live in fear, but an ounce of preparation is worth a pound of cure. Just make sure you have supplies on hand in case they do this in your neck of the woods. Again, emergency water supply, dry food supply, non-perishable, some first aid supplies, maybe some protection devices. If it's cool where you are or warm where you are, ways to either stay warm or stay cool. Again, you don't have to spend $1 million. Even a little bit of money, as expensive as things are, could go a long ways. Just having the bare necessities in case they do this in your neck of the woods. And sadly, we do live in this kind of world. Klaus Schwab, they simulated the Cooties 19 scandemic right before it happened, and he said back in 2020 that when they started doing this Polygon that there's going to be a cyber attack that's even harder on the world than C19. And don't forget how they coded 56 up and down all over C19. I have a book about it. If you care to read, if you look up In the World Number Games by Zachary K. Hubbard, you'll find it at book retailers. You can get the ebook form at my website. But again, if you think this stuff's a joke, you're going to learn the hard way. The joke's on you. So anyhow, we'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. And thanks for hanging in there. Sweet Girl and I are signing off. Till next time.